Right, welcome ladies and gentlemen. The ghost of Snow White has returned with a vengeance in a very, very comical way. Gal Gadot, blames Snow White being a box office flop on people speaking out against Israel. No. No, that's definitely not it. No. No, that's definitely not it. That's like 100% not it. I don't think Israel even... It's not even a cursory move. It's not a blip on the gauge of hatred against this film. There's a little bit. It's not white bombed though. But I guess blame that, maybe? Does that make you feel better? Dumbass. Anyway, thought we'd take a look at this. This is comical. Like I said, the ghost of Snow White continues. I wonder if Gal Gadot's feeling the pain of this movie being a box office bomb much in the way that, our best mate Rachel Zegler is feeling. Because obviously Zegler's career's not done great after this. She starred in some like West End thing, but that's it. I do wonder if Gal Gadot's now feeling the pressure. Feeling the fact that this bombed, and maybe she's trying to blame it on other things as a scapegoat, maybe. Anyway, so let's take a look. Hit subscribe if you are new here. Thought this was funny, so yeah, why not? So Gal Gadot has become a surprisingly divisive figure in recent years. Not really. Many people turned on the Wonder Woman star for her widely ridiculed Believe music video. Yeah, I mean, that was more just like dumb, like you're an idiot and some like woke tard. But she's not... It's not massively hated as a result of it. That's pretty disingenuous framing. So her stance on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has also proved problematic for those who support the cause to free Palestine. I don't give a shit about either. Couldn't care less, mate. The fact that people get their panties in a twist about stuff like that, it's just, honestly, I don't know. Grow up, I guess. Bit cringe. It's another complicated, highly divisive topic, and one that this year's live-action Snow White remake got caught up in. Well, it kind of got caught up in it, but kind of didn't. So Rachel Zegler did some like nonsense promotion for the movie, because the trailer came out. It was like, oh, blah, 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 thanks so much, blah, 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 free Palestine. And everyone was like, what? Why are you tying that with that? It's a bit weird. What are you doing? It's a bit weird. What are you doing? So that's kind of how it got caught up in it. Because Rachel Zegler is a lefty NPC. So if all of the leftists suddenly said, oh, all those mass slaughterings in the Congo of Christians, we're going to rally against that now. Because that's a thing, if you didn't know, by the way. You wouldn't know that that's happening, obviously. Because mainstream media hasn't decided that that's something worth talking about yet. Even though that is legitimately something which has happened, and it's pretty bad, and it's well worth, acknowledging at the very least. But if everyone decided that that was what, that was the next big thing that everyone needs to get behind, then I'm sure she'd just get behind that as well. Because she doesn't have any original thoughts. She is definitionally an NPC. She has no original thought in her tiny, teeny, tiny little brain. So yeah, she got caught up in that because she's a tard and decided to be like, oh, for Palestine. Anyway, and obviously because of Gal Gadot being Israeli and serving in the IDF, like you have to. That's just what everyone has to do, unless you're like a devout Jewish person or whatever it is, and you study what is it? Their Bible, Torah? Is that what it is? I can't remember. Then yeah, you have to serve in the IDF basically. So ultimately, Snow White was met with largely negative reviews, 38% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a mere $205.7 million at the worldwide box office. I mean, that my God, that's lost so much money for Disney. So talking with amateur journalists who are on the autism spectrum, what? What? Talking with amateur journalists who are on the autism spectrum. Is this like a day break for these people? What was going on here? Gadot admitted that she believed Snow White was going to be a huge success. Is she on the spectrum? Who the fuck thought that film was going to be a success? Come on. Surely the fact that you kept going back for reshoots would have told you that this was not going to be a success, gal. Come on. Come on. Idiot. But she shared her belief that what's happening in all kinds of industries, and also in Hollywood, is that there's a lot of pressure on celebrities to bring up things against Israel. Is there? Is there? Or is it that you have ingratiated yourself into the woke lobby and so you feel pressure? I don't think there's that much pressure. Most people just don't care. The woke lobby within Hollywood have decided that that's something that they need to get behind. So actually, you're part of that problem, gal. You need to realise that you are surrounded by insufferable leftards. When one of the interviewers referred to Snow White as a huge flop, Gadot replied, "You can always explain and try to give people in the world a context about what's happening in Israel and what the reality is here, but in the end, people decide for themselves. I was disappointed that the movie was greatly affected by that and didn't do well at the box office. But that's how it goes. You win some, you lose some." And Gadot did, however, say that working with Zegler was fun and said that they laughed together a lot on set. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. So this is the video where it all comes from, by the way. Barely a blip on people's radar. Like no one's really replied to it. It's not really got lots and lots of views, but it's quite comical. And someone's like, classy answer. Gal is awesome. No, she's not. That's not a classy answer. Just blaming identity politics. That's retarded. You worked with an imbecile, and she was an imbecile, and she brought lots of controversy to the movie. And that's really it, to be honest. And it shouldn't have been made to begin with. They went out trying to find a bloody Latina Snow White to begin with. That shouldn't have been the case. Snow White is white. It just is what it is. Disney, from its very, conception, this movie had just fallen apart. So it's got nothing to do with Israel, and you're just scapegoating it. So, a bit of a pathetic individual. But there you go, I guess. How funny is that? What do you guys think? The ghost of Snow White returns. But blame Israel. Yeah, that's right, guys. Israel's white bombed. Okay, then.